You've noticed that I'm actually giving you parts of one continuous video as we do this because it's a little bit long, and the woman who sent me this and said I just have one or two questions for you to answer. It's not one or two questions. We're talking about 6 or 7 pages of questions, so it's not easy. But still, it's as I feel as if I'm doing this seminar already right now. But let me get to the questions as well. Are we naturally prone to being more yin or yang through our personality, or is it created by our environment? Is it something that we should just be aware of and we can swing with depending on the situation? I love those words, swing with. What are things that you can swing with in life? Things that you can accept. And things that you can accept, they don't matter to you. But the things that do matter, you cannot swing with. That's kind of funny how human nature works. You see, in psychology, you realize that when we talk about mental deficiencies or mental illness, there are two kinds. There's organic and there is functional mental illness. Organic is nature caused by defects of birth or an accident, an imbalance in the hormonal structures of the body and the brain. And then there is also the functional. Functional means it's learned behavior, learned either in the environment that you grew up in, father, mother, brother, sister, grandparent, somebody who taught you a certain way of being and thinking. Now, being more yang or more yin can sometimes, not always, but sometimes be a result of expectations of those who raise you up. Like, say, a father who always wanted a son and has a daughter instead might treat the daughter with more yang expectations, some yang qualities. The daughter is expected to climb trees and handle guns and deal with soldiers type toys and ride horses and whatever the case might be. Not that women can't do that either. It's just that there's a tomboyish element that's attached to it, and the girl is not free to be a girl, or feminine, as the case might be, because that's not the expectation of the man, of the father. Somewhere along the way, though, there can be something that has to be a perfect relationship between the father and mother, not necessarily perfect relationship per se, but perfect communication in the way in which they address the children. There's a balance. The mother teaching the daughter how to be, to carry herself in the world, how to respond to certain expectations, and hopefully the mother is wise enough to recognize that some of these expectations are not necessarily appropriate, and they should be disregarded or reacted against, or maybe build boundaries of some kind. You see, a truly assertive woman, a powerful woman, needs to understand that she needs to put boundaries around herself. There are expectations from the world around her, from society, depending on which society she finds herself in as well. A more enlightened society would be a little bit more relaxed. A less enlightened society would have rules and laws and things that women can and cannot do. Those kind of things need to be avoided at all costs if you want to be happy, I suspect. But regardless, I digress. We'll go forward with all the other questions as well.